Angel Reese, what an absolute embarrassment last night. What an absolute disaster from the moment you walked in the tunnel to the moment that game ended. You were just a walking meme the entire game. I'm sorry I had to say it, but it wasn't just you, Angel. It wasn't just you. We have a over a minute of bloopies, a 1 minute plus highlight reel of...
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest stories surrounding the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. Nobody expected the most expensive tickets in women's basketball to turn into a night of pure frustration. Fans packed the arena expecting a blockbuster showdown, but just minutes after tip-off, something felt completely off. The energy disappeared, the crowd fell silent, and people started watching each other's reactions instead of the action on the floor. Then came another missed point-blank layup by Angel Reese. That was the breaking point. Caitlin Clark's reaction said everything, and in an instant, the game everyone had been waiting for became the moment the entire basketball world couldn't stop talking about.
Really? That's the effort we're getting? That's the effort y'all are gonna give the fans that paid nearly $400 for a ticket? That's the embarrassing, piss-poor effort y'all are going to give them in an all-star game. You know, at this game, cancel the all-star game. At this rate, cancel the all-star game, name people all-stars, mail them an award, and keep the regular season going. This is trash. This is straight-up trash.
The most shocking part of the night wasn't when emotions finally exploded. It was watching thousands of fans sit through the slow, almost invisible unraveling of an event that had been hyped for months, never realizing that the unforgettable experience they had paid for was quietly slipping through their fingers.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. When I turned on ABC last night around 7:30, the announcers told me that I was tuning in to the WNBA All-Star Game. Hey friends, it's me, ABC LGBT. We have a special treat for you tonight. The most elite athletes in the world have joined forces in the United Center in Chicago. The stars are in the building. Their hands are to the ceiling as they prepare to mesmerize you with amazing air.
Everything looked flawless at first glance. The packed arena buzzed with excitement. Cameras captured celebrity-filled courtside seats, and every broadcast break painted the night as another defining moment for women's basketball. Yet behind the polished image, the event was already beginning to unravel.
Well, let's talk about the WNBA All-Star Game. It was a total and complete mess. I paid attention till about midway through the second quarter, maybe, until it became very apparent that Caitlin Clark was probably going to get iced out in this game. And, well, what do you expect? It became exactly that. Once it was made clear that they wanted somebody else to win the most valuable player.
Yet underneath the dazzling lights and polished spectacle, something wasn't adding up. The energy felt different from what fans had been promised. Even before the ball was tossed into the air, this event had become more than a game. It had become a symbol of everything the league hoped to prove.
Okay, so I said that the rant video was coming a little bit later. And this is my... I'm going to say yearly All-Star rant, but not yearly All-Star rant, because 2024 was exceptional. This game was absolutely a joke. This was awful. Like, when it gets to the extent where Kelsey Plum is there on commentary.
By then, this was no longer just another basketball game. It had grown into a cultural phenomenon fueled by the fierce rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, a rivalry that had captivated fans ever since their unforgettable college battles. Every headline, every debate, and every prediction pointed toward one conclusion: another legendary chapter was about to unfold. Television analysts couldn't stop talking about it. Social media exploded with every promotional clip, turning even the smallest moments into viral conversations. Ticket prices soared to levels levels that would have seemed unbelievable just a few years earlier, yet fans paid them without hesitation. They weren't simply buying a seat inside the arena, they believed they were witnessing history in the making, the kind of night people would still be talking about years from now. The league embraced that excitement at every turn. Promotional campaigns highlighted its biggest stars, sponsors rushed to attach their brands to the event, and broadcasters presented the matchup as another defining milestone in the rise of women's basketball. On paper, everything looked like a massive success, but once the players took the floor, something felt different. The warm-ups looked routine, the atmosphere strangely restrained, and the emotional intensity never seemed to match the enormous expectations surrounding the night. At the time, nobody thought much of it. Athletes often appear calm before their biggest games. Yet in hindsight, those quiet moments would come to be seen as the first subtle clues that the evening was already beginning to drift in a direction no one had expected.
Look at this, man. Gets the ball, pulls it from the crazy logo and knocked it down. My goodness, man. Caitlin was just on fire in this game, man. Cooled off in the second half, but my goodness, that girl was going crazy in the first. Going crazy. Then she hit Breanna Stewart. Hit Breanna Stewart with the with another ooh from the deep range. I mean, absolutely embarrassing Breanna. Just giving straight Visine work, man. Clear eyes, clearing her eyes up.
When the opening tip finally arrived, the excitement that had been building for months collided head-on with a disappointing reality. Instead of two teams playing with relentless intensity under the national spotlight, fans watched a game filled with careless turnovers, sluggish defensive rotations, and an unexpected lack of urgency. Fast breaks never generated the explosive energy the crowd expected because players often coasted instead of attacking at full speed. Defensive possessions lacked aggression, rebounds were given away far too easily, and promising offensive plays repeatedly fell apart before they had a chance to develop. With every passing minute, the gap between the hype and the product on the court became harder to ignore. The fans who had paid premium prices weren't expecting flawless basketball. Mistakes are part of every game, but they did expect passion, intensity, and a sense that both teams understood the magnitude of the moment. That feeling never truly arrived. The television broadcast did everything it could to preserve the excitement. Cameras focused on cheering fans, commentators searched for optimistic storylines, and producers highlighted every entertaining sequence they could find. Yet basketball has a way of revealing the truth. No amount of polished production or clever editing can manufacture energy when the action on the court simply doesn't match the expectations surrounding it. Everyone watching could sense that something wasn't right. As frustration began to spread throughout the arena, the spotlight naturally shifted to one player whose performance quickly became the center of attention. Angel Reese entered the game with the confidence, energy, and star power that have made her one of the most recognizable names in women's basketball. Throughout her career, Reese has built her reputation on relentless rebounding, physical play in the paint, and the emotional intensity that often changes the momentum of a game. Even when her shot isn't falling, those qualities usually allow her to make a major impact. But on this night, fans were seeing a very different version of the player they had come to expect. Possession after possession told the same story. She found good position near the basket, received quality passes from teammates, and created scoring opportunities that normally would have been converted. Instead, those chances repeatedly slipped away, leaving the crowd increasingly stunned. Every great player has an off night. Basketball history is full of superstars who have struggled when nothing seemed to go their way. The criticism wasn't simply about the missed shots, it was about what appeared to follow them. Many viewers felt the response lacked the urgency expected in such a high-profile matchup. Rather than immediately answering with greater defensive intensity or attacking the next rebound with even more determination, there were stretches where visible frustration seemed to replace the relentless energy fans had grown accustomed to seeing. As the game continued, broadcasters became increasingly careful with their analysis, knowing that evaluating a superstar during one of the league's biggest showcase events required both honesty and balance.